A diamond being thrown into a mud remains a diamond. A dirt being raised to heaven remains a dirt. Let's say that you are thirsty and I give you a dirty and filthy cup. Would you clean the cup first before you drink the water? Or would you just use the cup? Doesn't matter if it's clean or not. Human beings are like the cup, and what we want in this world is the water that we pour inside the cup. It really doesn't matter what kind of water that you want to pour into the cup. First of all, the cup has to be clean so that the water will be drinkable. Similarly, it really doesn't matter how many good things we want in life. What matters here is you. Are you purified or not? It is in our human nature to pursue good things in life. Everyone wants to be happy, be wealthy, and be healthy. No one wants any single bad thing happening to herself or himself. The universe is always abundant and can provide every single living thing enough substance for life sustainment and development. Therefore, when it comes to the question of why don't you get what you want, the focus is not on the limitless substance of the universe, but it is on your capacity to receive abundance from the universe. What we come to know as the law of attraction is simply the attraction of things in similitude. That is, good things always attract good things, and bad things always attract bad things. So positive thoughts always produce positive results, and negative thoughts always result in negative outcomes. However, we are too hurried to want good things happen to our life without first realizing our capacity to receive good things in life. In other words, we are paying too much attention about what kind of water that we will drink instead of thinking about the cup that we use to hold the water. If your cup of water is unclean, it doesn't matter what kind of good things you pour into the cup, your water will always be contaminated. Therefore, the first step of getting what you want is not about going out and get what you want, but it is about cleaning yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually, so that you are prepared to receive the overflowing water of abundance from the universe. This is why in Islam, the practice of purification is very important, because the more you purify yourself, the more love you will receive from God, the more purified your cup will be. Before offering prayers to God, Muslims have to purify themselves with water to free themselves from any physical impurity. The concept of purification also holds true in Christianity through the practice of baptism, which is the symbolic ritual of cleaning anything related to the worldly dust, so that the Christians will be born again under the protection of the Holy Spirit. Now, the question is how to purify yourself properly. There are three primary planes of existence in this world: physical, mental, and spiritual. When God created the worlds, He did not only create the material world, but He created the worlds, which are the realms of existence that are not even yet revealed to us. However, all the worlds are born from within us, because we are the microcosm of the universe. So if we want to purify ourselves, we have to purify ourselves on all levels of existence. The first important world is the physical world that we are living in. when we purify ourselves on the physical planet, it is not only limited to the act of taking a bath or washing our body, but it also includes how you behave, how you speak, what you eat, and how you treat others. In other words, it all narrows down to the deeds and actions that you do that determines your level of purity. Although good deeds erase bad deeds, the best deed of all is neither good nor bad. It is the deeds of the righteous. Righteousness means you follow the straight path towards wisdom by balancing the negative and the positive and vice versa. It is about knowing why, what, how, and when to do certain things, where you resolve the two opposite choices into one single decision that is best for the situation. Remember that wisdom is not about doing good deeds, but is about doing what is right and what is best. For example, you should not sacrifice your money to a scammer because it really demonstrates ignorance rather than intelligence. In the world of the mind, things become subtler and finer, so it requires more efforts to purify in this realm. What you think, what you intend to do, and the things that you focus on are very important on this level. Whenever you fire a thought, you send out enormous amount of energy to the universe, which is the reason why your brain uses more energy than any other organs. As you can see in science, although our brain represents only 2% of our body weight, it accounts for 20% of our body's energy usage. Therefore, you can see the importance of our thoughts here, because our thoughts have the power to shape the reality. The mental world is always superior to the physical world, because it represents the seed that you sow in the realm of the unseen, which are your ideas, your thoughts, and your intentions. The natural way of manifestation is thinking before any action, not acting first and thinking later. What we do with our deeds in the physical world are essentially the ideas and thoughts that we have in our mind. Therefore, if you want to change the world, change the way you think. You can purify your mind with the practice of positive affirmations, which is about affirming the positive qualities of the universe, so you will attract more positive things to your life. However, as you become more advanced in controlling your mind, it is recommended that you should focus on neither positive nor negative, but you should focus your thoughts on the oneness of things where no duality exists. Too much happiness can cause as much as problems or too much suffering. So the best way to purify your mind is to stay in the middle, where you focus on the present moment with a single concentrated point of consciousness. Lastly, in the spiritual world, you purify your soul by tapping into the power of your heart. Nowadays, science has proved that it is the heart which sends the signals to the brain. Then the brain will communicate with other organs in our body. In other words, it is the heart which is the hidden operator in our human mechanism, not the brain. Most of our human functions are done unconsciously, such as the working of the liver, lung, and stomach. Although the brain represents the consciousness that can execute commands based on our will, The heart is the seat of the subconsciousness that governs around 90% of what we do in our daily activities. We can stop thinking for a few days, which turn out to be totally fine if we are able to do so. But if one of our inner organs stops to function, our whole human organism will collapse. Therefore, the purification of the heart can be regarded as the most important of all, for it is the place that you connect with your divinity. God does not look at your outward appearance and your goods, He looks only at your hearts and your deeds. This is the same concept in Christianity as we can see in the book of Samuel. The Lord does not see as the mortal see. They look on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. You purify your heart through the power of love, forgiveness, and faith. If your actions do not align well with what you think and how you feel, then you have to check how much love that you have, how willing you are to forgive others, and how much faith that you have for God. God always knows what is concealed and what is revealed, my friend, and it is the invisible that manifests the visible, not vice versa. The power of the heart is the power of love. In everything, therefore, treat people the same way you want them to treat you, for this is the law and the prophets. And whosoever believe in God, He guides his heart, and God is the knower of all things. To summarize the main points that we have talked about in this video, first of all, we understand that the reason why we don't manifest what we want is not about the richness of the universe, but it is about the purity of our body, mind, and soul. It is not about the abundance of water in the world, but it is about the cup that we use to hold the water. Thus, we have to purify our body, mind, and soul so that we are deserved to receive the richness of the universe. We purify our body mainly through our deeds and actions. We clean off the dust in our minds by changing the way we think and affirming the positive. And lastly, we purify our soul through the power of love, forgiveness, and faith. This YouTube channel is dedicated to study all religions around the world, so we respect all religions and regard all religious scriptures as sacred. God is too great to be confined in one religion, because He exists in everything, my friend, in both the heaven above and the earth below. No religion is better than one another, because they all essentially teach us the same thing and show us the same path towards enlightenment. The outer form of each religion may look different, but the inner essence of all religions remains unchanged. So, this YouTube channel is definitely a safe place for you to study about all religions if you hold a non-discriminate attitude towards other faiths. Seek the truth behind religions, my friend, because only the truth will set you free.